What's going on, you guys? My name's Ty Knots, and welcome to Top 5 Unknowns, 5 eerie videos found on the web. Number 5. Every country and region has their own set of urban legends. These old stories are often used to scare children or provide campfire entertainment. From Bigfoot to La Llorona, supernatural creatures come to life through eccentric stories and alleged sightings. In some very special cases, though, evidence is actually provided thanks to the modern technical advances with cameras and cell phones. In Australia, the most popular folklore entity is Yowie. The humanoid creature is said to appear as half ape and half human, who, when standing upright, measures between 6 and 12 feet tall. The Yowie legend began in an Aboriginal Australia oral history. In other words, the legend of Yowie was birthed and grown through generations of storytelling. Although the exact origins of Yowie legend is unknown, there's documented proof of witness reports from back as far as the 1870s. In the Australian Town and Country Journal, Yowie sighting reports were documented and explored. In April of 2009, a pet dog was found to have been murdered and mutilated near the outskirts of a small suburban area, not too far from a wooded region. At first, it was speculated that the dog had perhaps been attacked by dingoes or murdered by a cruel human. According to Andrew McGinn, a top-end Yowie investigator, the dog likely had become the victim of a Yowie. This video might lend some proof to the existence of a Yowie. Captured in March of 2014 and uploaded by JJ Yowie Search, the video apparently provides footage of a Yowie exploring this small wooded area. The infrared camera was set up in a tree to track late-night activity. Though the quality of this video makes it hard to determine exactly what you're seeing, when you focus on the bright center of the frame that seems to be slowly moving around, you can start to see the shape of an ape-like face and head with 2 reflective eyes staring about. The supposed Yowie seems to just casually be inspecting the area, likely gathering food. The close-up footage of this video really makes the facial features of the Yowie a bit more clear. Regardless, there are skeptics that disagree with this idea of the footage being Yowie evidence. However, even if this video doesn't show a late-night Yowie searching for snacks, it does show something unsettling and unexplainable, standing at the height of a grown man, walking about in the dead of night. Number 4. A few days prior to this upload, a shocking and bizarre video went viral on the web as it allegedly shows a small elf-like creature. The video was first posted on Twitter by a user who claimed it originated on the Facebook page of Vivian Gomez. The original Facebook post, shared by Gomez, says that she stumbled across the clip as she was viewing footage from her home security camera. At first, she saw the unsettling creature's shadow by her door before it walked forward away from the home, stopping midway to perform a strange little dance. The small figure seems to stand about 3 to 4 feet tall with skinny legs, skinny arms, and a round head with large pointy ears. Obviously, many have compared the elf to Dobby from the Harry Potter franchise. The online response to this viral clip is quite split. Many find the video to be just lighthearted or a prank or a hoax. After all, Dobby's little dance there at the end does come across as entertaining and playful. Though there are others that agree the footage is fake, but instead they find anger in the revelation, as the creator intended on horrifying the audience in doing so. As for those that believe the footage to be genuine, their opinions also greatly differ. Some say that this is genuine footage of a playful house elf, or harmless supernatural creature that's likely just passing through the area minding its own business. But on the contrary, some believers find the video to have a dark, sinister, and threatening energy. They believe this isn't a friendly elf, but instead a small demon, or violent entity that's been scouting the home looking for victims of their dark magic. Unfortunately, this may be one of those eerie and confusing viral videos that we may never uncover the real truth for. Do yourself a favor though, and watch this clip of Dobby before you come to your own conclusions, even if it's just for the sake of entertainment. Number 3. Bruja is the term used in Latin languages for witches. According to rumors and urban legends, Brujas practice the art of brujeria, or witchcraft. While learning and executing a variety of spells, curses, potions, and more, Brujas work closely with the devil and dark forces of the supernatural to seek revenge against their enemies or harm innocent people for no clear reason. Of course, this is just the scary side of the coin. Real-life practice of brujeria is said to be a mix between spiritual religions, such as Catholicism, and aspects of pagan belief. For example, modern-day brujas that have been interviewed and studied show that brujeria is more about taking advantage of Mother Nature's power to improve the power of classic religion. Still, despite these modern recordings of brujas being good people, there are still witnesses and victims that blame evil brujas for their shortcomings. This popular video was uploaded to the YouTube channel Bladion RC in March of 2015. The video is titled Bruja Real in Colombia. The 5-minute video begins with an unseen woman walking around a bedroom full of children with her camera rolling. It's clear that she's in a state of panic as she wakes up her children in a hushed yet scared tone. As the children begin to wake up and their mother becomes more frantic, the scene becomes more and more stressful to watch. Through the first portion of the video, the mother makes a statement that roughly translates to "they are scaring like always," which gives the impression that this is not their first encounter with a bruja. The family finally leaves the room and is walking toward a door to flee the house. As they're walking, you can begin to hear horrifying sounds coming from somewhere else inside the home. The sound resembles fighting cats, a mix of low groaning and high-pitched screeching. The mother shushes her children so that she can hear the cries and locate the source. What follows is a bit confusing, as it appears as though the family is standing above a staircase to the basement. The young son taps a metal rod against the wall along the staircase, likely to attempt to scare off any ghouls that may be waiting for them. You can probably assume that the staircase into the basement was an alternative exit option for the family. The footage seems to cut just before the family is able to escape, and next all we see is a small hallway cluttered with random items. The mother is crying in fear as she tries to hold the camera steady at a dark figure in front of her. The figure at first seems to be a dark heap in the distance, but the bruja begins to slowly stand up and face the mother while emitting a series of truly unsettling sounds. After the ghoulish presence stands up, the lights mysteriously shut off and the whole family can be heard screaming and running. No one can say for certain how real this footage is or not, but most people can agree that it's very creepy. Number 2. Near Easter in April of 2019, this family captured a ghostly encounter on their nanny cam. The camera, filming in night mode, is set up behind a baby's crib to capture footage which is then relayed to a portable screen or recorded on a memory card. Technology like this is very common amongst parents today, and is useful in not only keeping an eye on your child, but also keeping an eye on nannies or family members that may be left to babysit. One use that is not quite as common is capturing ghostly apparitions. In the middle of the night, this Highland, Michigan couple found their infant had been randomly woken up. The next morning, when reviewing the nanny cam footage, they were startled by what they saw. It appears as though, in the pitch black dark of night, a spirit walks right past the baby's crib. The figure is hard to see, but the more you focus on the moving presence, the more details you're able to gather about its appearance. From what some YouTube commenters have gathered, the ghost was a male of average height and build. Furthermore, he walks past the crib and you can actually see the natural movement of his arms and legs, making him look like a fully opaque living man. Another interesting and yet slightly disturbing piece of evidence to consider about this video is that the infant apparently wakes up in response to the presence of the spirit. But not only does the baby wake up, but actually interacts with the figure by standing up and watching as it walks by. Furthermore, the child does not seem frightened or even bothered by the visitor. Of course, there are skeptics that assume the footage is fake or a hoax, or just a mishap during filming. Luckily though, any camera-related errors can be easily dismissed, as most lens flares or exposures wouldn't be able to happen at night, and they also wouldn't appear in such a human way. It would not be a stretch to assume that the couple faked the footage for 15 minutes of fame. However, one would have to ask, what's the point? It's very unlikely that the couple was able to gain any sort of compensation for this footage, so why bother producing it in the first place? Despite the debate, true believers assert that the footage is real. Most agree that the spirit is likely a friendly one, perhaps an old loved one or a former resident of the home. It doesn't appear as though the spirit desires to inflict any harm on the infant or family. Others disagree and say that the spirit could have negative intentions of what to inflict upon the child or family and may have urged them to move out of this home immediately. The family has no interest though in moving anytime soon. Number 1. This video was shared by the Outer Realm TV in September of 2008. and allegedly provides substantial proof of a very old spirit haunting a castle in Europe. This specific location had reported sightings of a young ghostly bride for about 100 years before this video was luckily recorded. This clip seems to pick up in the middle of the IPDA paranormal investigation team's visit to the castle. This particular day is noted as day 17. While IPDA was actually setting up equipment for the night's investigation, they began to notice paranormal activity occurring early. One team member explains that he had heard something near the top of the staircase. When he walks up, he says aloud, "I've got a major cold spot here," a common phenomenon that happens during the visit of a paranormal presence. The team continues to immediately set up special equipment in a swift effort to document the activity. The recorded footage shows the staircase, illuminated by the night vision effect of the camera. In this clip provided, you almost immediately see a white figure walking down the stairs. The clear and human movement of the apparently female spirit is undeniable. As the figure strolls slowly down the stairs, she becomes more clear and more real with each step. Just as quickly as she appeared, though, she vanishes. Despite how short this evidence turned out to be, it's perhaps some of the most convincing footage of a spirit available. It's clear and easy to identify and not cheesy or clearly fake in any way. Even against skeptics that believe the footage is altered, it stands as a good arguing chance. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to click that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep updated with our videos.